XRP is entering one of the most important transition zones in the current cycle structure as the Infinity Agent continues tracking weakening momentum near cycle point 6. Right now, the chart is showing a very specific sequence developing. The market is beginning to exit the point 6 window, while the projected bearish 4MA crossover continues forming underneath price action. At the same time, linear regression direction is rolling over and momentum strength is cooling off across the shorter-term structure. From the agent's perspective, this is still officially a hold environment, not a confirmed sell signal. But structurally, the chart is beginning to resemble a classic transition phase inside the infinity cycle framework. Historically, the later stages of a cycle, especially near point 6, tend to produce slower, compressed, and more rotational price behavior. The market often begins losing directional efficiency during this phase before attempting to reset into the next cycle sequence. What becomes important afterward is the movement between points 1 and 2. Inside this framework, some of the largest directional expansions tend to develop during that section of the cycle after the market exits point 6 and establishes a new low or reset structure near point 1. That possibility is now beginning to come into focus on the chart. The agent itself cannot forecast external events or legislation. It only reacts to chart structure, momentum, cycle timing, and confirmation signals. However, something interesting may be lining up structurally. XRP could soon be entering the exact portion of the cycle where historically larger directional moves begin forming at the same time major crypto legislation, including the possible signing of the Crypto Clarity Act, is approaching in the United States. That does not guarantee a bullish outcome, but it does create a scenario where technical cycle expansion and macro volatility could begin overlapping. From a chart perspective, the current downside projections remain near 1.4204 on the 4-hour structure, 1.4126 on the daily structure. Meanwhile, upside resistance projections remain near that of 1.4351 and 1.4429. One thing that continues standing out on the Infinity Signal chart is the target projection system itself. The indicator is now tracking both 4-hour and daily projected targets directly on the chart. When price successfully reaches a projected target, the system prints green hit labels. If projected targets fail on the daily structure, the system can also produce red failure labels. Recently, the chart printed another successful green hit event before momentum started cooling off again, showing the system correctly detected a short-term projected move before the current slowdown began. The agent's learning engine also remains active in the background. Current readings: global learning accuracy, 51.35%, current bucket confidence, 66.67%. Tracked trade events, 37, recorded wins, 19. What makes the current environment especially important is the disagreement happening internally inside the system. The broader regime still remains bullish, but the active momentum structure is weakening, and the projected bear cross continues developing near the end of the cycle window. That combination often creates compression before expansion. The next major confirmation signal will be whether the projected bear cross fully confirms while linear regression direction continues falling into point 1. If that occurs, the market may complete a reset phase before the next larger cycle expansion attempt begins. For now, the agent remains patient, and in this environment, patience matters more than prediction. This is not trading advice. Always do your own research. The Infinity Signal, trading the future.